What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Priscilla. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate your support. So as you've read in the title, I was scammed. Your girl wajanja wa Nairobi walishikwa leo. Let me tell you, I'm normally the person that when someone on this conman call, I'm just like I listen to them knowing very well it's a con. Well. Pwagu alipata pwaguzi, guys. Okay, that's the wrong saying for this, but yeah. Anyway, I was scammed on the 12th of May, which is exactly a week ago, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory. Okay, so the Tuesday before, I was giving myself so much crap. Yani, I kept beating myself up, telling myself that, okay, my family is not doing so well financially, not doing as well as we wish we would. And I was beating myself up, telling myself, this is on you. Like, you're not trying hard enough to look for a better job. You're not trying hard enough. And saying that now, I realized it was the voice of the enemy. But during that time, I really didn't feel like that. So I was just beating myself up, and it was so bad I couldn't even think straight. I had even developed a headache because I couldn't even think straight. I just kept telling myself, this is on you. Yeah, so I kept telling myself, this is on you, and your family is going through what it is going through because you're not trying hard enough to look for a better job. So I just, you know what I normally, okay, when I'm going through a lot of anxiety, this is what I normally do. I just lay it down. I'm like, God, if this is something that you want for me, please make it clear for me and just help me with it, because in myself I can't do that. So I got to the office where I work, and then I just sat down. And then my friend called me. My friend called me at around, let me see. My friend called me at around, let me see. My friend called me at 9:20. I get to work at 9. So 20 minutes later, after I'd beaten myself up, I was just updating the system. And then my friend called me, and then she's like, Nyazi, okay, so there's a job here at company X. I don't want to mention that company, in as much as everyone is being scammed by it now. Anyway, I've just gotten a job opportunity at company X, and I recommended you. Yeah, and I recommended you. Are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, why not? Because I wasn't ecstatic, because okay, this is another story, but I wasn't ecstatic, but I was like, yeah. So I was like, hey, so God is answering my prayer, yeah? A job is coming, quick. Yo, so, see, after that, and then she sent me a number. She was like, yo, the person that I've called, the person that I recommended you to, here's the number, call them immediately. Mimi Uya called them immediately. I didn't even wait. I called them immediately. I loaded up credit. Actually, my friend is so kind. She even sent me credit to call. So see, I loaded up credit and then I called. The man, in fact, he picked up. And then I was like, so I was recommended by so and so about a job. He's like, yeah, great. You're the kind of people you're looking for. I'm like, God, I see you. I see you, father of Abraham. I see you. Anyway, see, I called, and then he's like, do you have your CV? Do you have your certificate? I need you to, actually he told me I needed to have the following things. I need you to have your CV, your certificate, good conduct, and what is it? Your ID. So I had my, actually I have them on my Google Drive. I had my CV, and yeah, actually there was a career pin on it too. So, and the career pin, I had those. I had my CV, I had my ID, and I had my career pin. I didn't have my certificate and my good conduct. Let me tell you mine now. So this guy is like, so as I called my cousin at home, I'm like, yo, look, because I thought I had my certificate. So I called him and I'm like, yo, can you look for my certificate and tell mom to get it so that I can take a photo? Someone needs it right now, and it's needed for a job somewhere. So my cousin like, okay, let me do it quick so that you can have it. See, they're doing it, but I don't feel like they're doing it fast enough. Then I called them again. I'm like, yo, Abu, you guys do quickly because I need that thing immediately. So they do it, and then I call him and tell him, oh, by the way, I don't have a good conduct. And he's like, let me talk to the HR and see what she says about this. Then I waited, then he called me back after like 10 minutes. He's like, the HR, because I had asked him, I don't necessarily need to have a good conduct, but can you guys take the receipt of the good conduct? Because actually that one is admissible by some companies, by most companies, if anything. If you don't have a good conduct, you can have the receipt of the good conduct and they will admit you. So he was like, the HR is like, no, we need it, the good conduct immediately. That's like, I'll link you up with someone at DCI. If you're not Kenyan, DCI is where you get the good conduct. I'll link you up with someone at DCI who will have it produced for you immediately. That, ladies and gentlemen, should have been my first red flag, but whomst am I? Whomst! Me, I'm thinking, hey. So me, I'm there thinking, hey, look at God coming through in ways I could not begin to imagine. Guys. So, see, he calls the person he sends me the number at Nini and the guy for his guy at DCI. And it's like, this is Inspector Macau. Call Inspector Macau. I really don't care about names right now. Tell him engineer from company X from company X has sent you. So see me, I call and the guy is like, okay, so he asked me, okay, so when did you get your ID? I tell him 2013. He's like, that is easy because you can locate your fingerprints. And I'm like, yay, look at God coming through, drawers swinging open. So he tells me that, and then I'm like, okay, so what do you need? He's like, okay, so you'll need 1550. Now, as all this is transpiring, I called my friend. I asked her, are you sure this guy is legit? My friend is like, yes, this guy is legit. I asked her if that guy was legit 3 times. The 3rd time is when we noticed, because, okay, what happened was, and then when I asked her the 2nd time, she was like, Abu, let me call the person who told me, and then I confirm it. Then she calls me back, she's like, the person that told me about this job is not picking. So I'm like, Missy, I continue with the process. So the guy, Inspector Macau, is like, since your good conduct is not going to be a normal one, you're going to have to send me 1550, because the normal one is like 1050, but since this one is dharura, tutatwana 1550. I'm like, then I didn't have the 1550, so I called my friend. I'm like, yo, can you lend me 1515, and I promise you by the weekend I'll have it and I'll give it back to you, because I was sure by the weekend I'd have money. So she's like, okay, let me send it to you. She sent it to me. That money didn't even sit on my M-Pesa. It got there like this out. I sent it to that guy. Then he told me, send me your ID number and your full name, as well as your ID number, your full name, and your email address, so that when the good conduct is processed, it can be sent to your email. First I sent my full name and my ID number, and then he called me, and then he was like, but you've not sent me an email, so why will I send the good conduct? Then I was like, this guy is actually legit, because he noticed I didn't send something. So see, I sent it to him. That was like at like 11. Then my friend calls me and she's like, yo, I've called the guy who posted the ad, and he said that thing is not legit.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not believe it. Even before that happened, I had the engineer was like, do you have a friend? Because we need also someone immediately at Juja. Let me tell you something, one thing I've realized. Kitu ya kwambia ati we need someone immediately. Ebu, raise your eyebrows. Because the person needed immediately could be their source of income. So see, I called my friend. My friend clocked these guys before I did. He was like, I've been conned before. So when this guy was insisting for money, to send him money for the good conduct, I just raised an eyebrow and I didn't send it. So me with my trusting heart, I sent money. And then my friend was like, when she called me and told me that this thing is not legit, I tried to reverse. They had already touched the money, so it can't be reversed. So I called the guy, and first of all, I've skipped some place. He told me, because of what I had, he asked me to send him my good, because all I had, or rather what I didn't have, was just my good conduct, and everything else I had. So he asked me to send him the things that I required for the job. So I sent him, but when he asked me to send him, he asked me if I should. He recommended I send it through 2 places, either through his WhatsApp or through his email. But I was like, you know what? Send me your email, because an email sounds more professional than WhatsApp. See me, I requested for an email, guys. Once again, I don't know why I didn't clock this, to be honest with you. The email was davisansatif@gmail.com, which is not the name of the company. But I still sent it, and I sent a photo to my friend, and then my friend was like, a personal email. Me, I sent the email. What do I have to lose? Then moments later, because the guy who was processing my good conduct was like, it will be out by 1 p.m. 1 p.m. came and went, nothing. But I called the guy and asked him if he had gotten my certificates, and then it's like, yeah, I actually got the certificates. It was later that we clocked, me and my friend, that we're being scammed. We are being scammed out of 1550, guys. Anyway, so the guy who posted the ad felt bad because he had sent someone to scam people. So he decided, the good thing about this, by the way, is that this guy eventually decided to send us back the money. So in essence, he sent us back the money, and we really didn't lose money. But that one was a teaching lesson, because let me tell you, that morning I just felt pressured, and I'm telling you, the enemy is so sly, and the enemy knows exactly when to target you. He knows exactly when you're weakest, so that he can beat you down completely. Because that day, I'm telling you, that morning, I was crossing the road and my mind was not even on the road, because I was just so preoccupied and beating myself up over not doing my level best to make the life of my family better. And he knew that, so he sent a scam after me. Anyway, when the money was returned, I was just like, this is a great warning, because I wouldn't have clocked this, and I thank God that I got my money back. And then when the person sent us the money, he was like, next time when someone is advertising a job, don't send money. And I was just like, how dare you say that? Because it was you who posted the ad looking for at TCG, people are looking for jobs. You're here telling me at next time. Granted, I get the lesson behind it, but even you, next time, before you post an ad, confirm there's an actual job opportunity. Unitishana ad. Anyway, so that was how your girl was scammed out of 1550 Kenyan shillings. 1,550. I'm telling you, I told my brothers, they wouldn't stop laughing. They was just like, you mjanja wa Nairobi, yo umegongwa. Anyway, moral of the story: when you're weakest, the enemy knows. He really does, and he will send something. The Bible says in Corinthians, I'll write it down somewhere, the enemy often disguises himself as an angel of light. And that is exactly what he did with me in this case. This man disguised himself as an angel of light, knowing how much I needed this. But God is faithful, we didn't lose money. But, Nairobi. But then let me tell you something, that is what people are doing these days. They're using people you trust to scam you. They will post an ad, they'll come because something similar happened to my mom. My uncle is a pastor, so someone came to his church and then was like, oh, I'm looking for an accountant. But this guy was using people to scam, and he can look for someone in your church who's an accountant. And then they scammed my cousin out of a lot of money. But anyway, that is what scammers are doing. So beware. They use someone you trust. So when it comes to job ads, confirm that the company is actually hiring before you before you apply, and also never send money to anyone, ever. Don't you ever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. But yeah, don't forget that God surely and truly loves you, and that today is the day of salvation. If you haven't given your life to Christ, consider doing it today. He's waiting for you. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.